The Ninja Creamy is, to me, possibly the most important kitchen tool during the summer, and today I'm going to show you how I make a rich chocolate ice cream using a couple of tricks I've learned after using the Ninja for 2 years. First, take out a pot and add 25 grams of cocoa powder. And you might be wondering, why using a pot? During my first months of using the Ninja, I always combined milk and cocoa powder directly in the pint and stirred it with a whisk. I even bought one of those milk frothers, but no matter how long I stirred, the cocoa powder never fully dissolved. There were always little clumps in the milk, and that really bothered me because I felt like my ice cream wasn't reaching its full potential. After doing some research, I found out that cocoa powder actually disperses much better when heated, which results in much less clumps. That's the first reason it goes into a pot. The second reason will make sense in a minute. Next, add 25 grams of a sweetener, and I'm using a combination of erythritol and sucralose. In my opinion, this is the best sweetener. It doesn't have that weird aftertaste that stevia has. Then add a pinch of salt for flavor and 4 grams of cornstarch. One of the biggest problems with low-calorie ice cream is ice crystals, and cornstarch helps reduce them to a minimum, but it needs to be heated to be activated, and that's the second reason we are using a pot. Cornstarch is also super useful for thickening sauces, and it lasts forever as well, so it's a perfect ingredient for a pantry. Finally, add 400 grams of milk. Use at least 1% fat milk here. The fat makes quite a big difference in reducing ice crystals as well. So put the pot on the stove and heat it over medium. You could even double or triple the ingredients so you get multiple servings out of one batch. That way it's worth the extra step of heating. This step only takes a few minutes. Let the milk lightly simmer for about 60 minutes while whisking so the cornstarch fully activates and the cocoa powder fully mixes in. Then you can take it off the heat and transfer it to a bowl, and as you can see, it already has a smooth, even color without any clumps. Now you need to cool the milk down before freezing it, and here's a quick way to do it in a few minutes. Fill another bowl with ice crystals and water, and then place your bowl of chocolate milk into it. This will help cooling down the chocolate a lot, and stirring it every once in a while helps it cooling even faster. While the chocolate milk is still hot, you can now add 20 grams of dark chocolate. The residual heat is enough to melt it completely. Just whisk it in for a few seconds. Dark chocolate is actually a good fat source, and it also helps reduce the ice crystals even more. After about 10 minutes, mine was cool enough, and look at that color. It looks so rich and smooth, and now you can transfer it into your pint and put it into the freezer. So when you're ready to eat it, here's a tip. Run the pint under lukewarm water for about 30 seconds. Do you see the color along the edges? That's the ice cream loosening from the sides, which helps making it even creamier and less icy. So open it up, and this is exactly the color you want after freezing, one smooth, even chocolate brown. Lock it into your Ninja Creamy, and if you've ever wondered what these buttons actually do, they basically control the rotating blade speed and how fast it moves up and down. I always use the regular ice cream setting, but I let it run through that setting twice. In my opinion, once just isn't enough to make it really creamy. And now look at this. It is so creamy and has almost no ice crystals, which again is very rare for a low-calorie ice cream. One last thing, skip the mix-ins and try this instead. Scoop your ice cream into a bowl and top it with whipped cream. There is even a reduced fat version. 15 grams will only add about 30 calories, but I promise it will turn this into an S-tier dessert. The entire pint comes in at 399 calories, 45 grams of carbs, 15 grams of fat, and 20 grams of protein. I made a cookbook that's helped over 10,000 people lose weight. It has over 250 recipes, and I'm constantly updating it with new ones, which you get for free once you've purchased it.